Hare Krishna. So the deities are getting ready in the most awaited flower outfit, but we'll have to give them another 15 minutes. So we'll do Guru Puja first. Hare Krishna.
Feet of our spiritual master are the only way by which we can attain pure devotion service. I bow down to his lotus feet with great honor and reverence. By his grace one can cross the ocean of material suffering and obtain the mercy of Krishna. My only wish is to have my consciousness purified by the words emanating from his lotus mouth. Attachment to his lotus feet is the perfection that fulfills all desires. He opened my darkened eyes and fills my heart with transcendental knowledge. My Lord, birth after birth, humming static, fame minutes, by him ignorance is destroyed.
The Vedic scriptures sing of his character. Our spiritual master is
The ocean of mercy, friend of the poor and the Lord and master of devotees. O Master, be merciful, give us the shade of your lotus feet. Your fame is spread all over the three worlds. We take shelter at your lotus feet. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada, Srila Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada, Srila Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada, 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 Srila Prabhupada. Jaya Prabhupada, Prabhupada, Srila Prabhupada. Shri Guru Charana Padma Kevala Bhakati Satma Guru Charana Kevala Bhakati Sadma Vando Mui Savadhana Mate Vando Mui Savadhana Mate Nate Yara Prasade Bhai E Bhavato Riya Yara Prasade He Bhavatoriya Krishna Prapti ho Jahai Te Prapti ho Jahai Te Krishna Prapti ho Jahai Te padma vakya chitete koriya kya Guru mukha padma vakya chitete koriya kya arna kori ho mane asha kori ho man asha arna kori ho mane asha Shri Guru Charane Rati Aise Uttama Gati Shri Guru Charane Rati Aise Uttama Jai Prasade Pure Sarva Asha Pure Jai Prasade Pure Sarva Asha चक्षुदान दिलो जय जन्मे जन्मे प्रभु से चक्षुदान दिलो चक्षुदान दिलो जय जन्मे जन्मे प्रभु से देवे ज्ञान हृदय प्रकाशित देवे ज्ञान हृदय प्रकाशित प्रेम भक्ति जहाँ होते अविद्या विनाश जाते प्रेम भक्ति जहाँ होते अविद्या विनाश जाते वेद गाय हर चरित वेद गाय हर चरित श्री गुरु करुणा सिंधु आदम जनार बंधु जनारा बंधु श्री गुरु करुणा सिंधु आदम जनारा बंधु श्री गुरु करुणा सिंधु आदम जनारा बंधु लोकनाथ लोकेरा जीवाना लोकनाथ लोकेरा जीवाना आहा प्रभु को रो दया देह मोरे पाद छाया प्रभु को रो दया मोरे पाद छाया प्रभु को रो दया देह मोरे पाद छाया प्रभु को रो दया मोरे पाद छाया प्रभु पाद को रो दया देह मोरे पाद छाया पाद को रो दया देह मोरे पाद छाया प्रभुपाद करो दया देव मोरे पाद छाया पाद छाया बेजास दुषु त्रिभुवाना बेजास त्रिभुवाना बेजास दुषु त्रिभुवाना वाना श्रीला प्रभुपाद पतित पावाना प्रभुपाद पतित श्रीला प्रभुपाद एला शरणा जय प्रभुपदा 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 श्रील प्रभुपदा जय प्रभुपदा 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 श्रील प्रभुपदा जय जय प्रभुपाद 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 जय जय प्रभुपाद जय जय प्रभुपाद 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 जय जय प्रभुपाद जय जय प्रभुपाद 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 जय जय प्रभुपाद 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 जय जय प्रभुपाद जगद्गुरु श्रील प्रभुपाद की जय नमो विष्णुपदाय कृष्ण नमस्ते सरस्वती देवी गौरवाणी प्रचारिणी निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पार्श्वदेश जय राधा गोपीनाथ राधा कीर्चर गोपीनाथ राधे जय राधा जय जगन्नाथ जय जगन्नाथ जय बलदेव जय सुभद्रा जय जय श्री श्री गौर निताय की जय।
Shri Shri Gaur Nitai ki. Shri Shri Jagannath Baladev Subhadra Maharani ki. Shri Shri Radha Kirchor Gopinath ki. Akuroda Parmananda Nityananda Rai. Akuroda Parmananda Nityananda Rai. Abhiman Shunya Nitai Nagare Vidai. Akuroda Parmananda Nityananda Rai. The noble Lord Nityananda is never angry, for he is the personification of supreme transcendental bliss. Devoid of any concept of false ego, Nitai wanders about the town. Akuroda Parmananda Nityananda Rai. Abhiman Shunya Nitai Nagare Vidai. Going from door to door in the residences of the most fallen and wretched souls, he freely distributes the gift of the Harinam Mahamantra. Adam patita jive dware dware giya. Adam patita jive dware dware giya. Harinam Mahamantra niche na biliya. Harinam Mahamantra niche na biliya. He exclaims to whomever he sees while holding straw between his teeth, "Please purchase me by worshipping Gora Hari." Jare dekhe tare kahe dante trinadhari. Jare dekhe tare kahe dante trinadhari. Amar kini alaha bol Gora Hari. Amar kini alaha bol Gora Hari. Gora Hari. Saying thus, Nityananda Prabhu rolls about on the ground, appearing like a golden mountain tumbling in the dust. Eta bali Nityananda bhume gari jaya. Eta bali Nityananda bhume gari jaya. Sonara parvata jena dhule talotaya. Sonara parvata jena dhule talotaya. Lochan Das Thakur says, whoever has not experienced the awakening of affection of such an avatar as this, that sinful person simply comes and goes, uselessly in the cycle of repeated birth and death. Hey na avatare jararati na janmilo. Hey na avatare jararati na janmilo. लोचन बोले से पापी एला आरी गेला लोचन बोले से पापी एरा आली गेला अक्रोधा परमानंद नित्यानंद अक्रोधा परमानंद नित्यानंद अभिमान शून्य निताय नगरे बिदाय अभिमान शून्य निताय नगरे बिदाय हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Jaya Nityananda Nityananda Jaya Nityananda Jaya Nityananda 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 Jaya Nityananda Jaya Ek Chakradham Ek Chakradham Ek Chakradham Jaya Ek Chakradham Jaya Gauranitai 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 Jaya Gauranitai Jaya Radha Jaya Prabhupada, 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 Jaya Jaya Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada ki, Nityananda Theodashi ki.
Jai Om Vishnupad Paramahamsa Parivrajakacharya Astatara Sadashishi Mad, His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami, Srila Prabhupada ki Jai. Jai Om Vishnupad Paramahamsa Parivrajakacharya Astatara Sadashishi Mad, Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur Prabhupada ki Jai. Ananta Koti Vaishnava Vrinda ki, Namacharya Srila Haridas Thakur ki Jai. Prem se kaho, Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shri Vasade Gaur Bhakta Vrinda ki Jai. Shri Shri Radha Krishna Gopa Gopinath Yamakund Radha Kund Giri Govardhan ki Jai. Vrindavan Dham ki Jai. Mayapur Dham ki. Ganga Mai Jamuna Mai ki Jai. Tulsi Devi Bhakti Devi ki. Harinam Sankirtan ki. Vihat Vedanga ki. Samveda Bhakta Vrinda ki. Nitai Gaur Prem Anandi. All glories to the assembled devotees. All glories to the assembled devotees. All glories to the assembled devotees. All glories to Sri Guru and Sri Gauranga.
Hare Krishna, dear devotees. So now we'll have Srimad Bhagavatam class in the temple hall by His Grace Kalakantha Prabhu. We please request all the Prabhus to sit on the right side and Mataji's on the left side. Thank you so much.
Get a couple of verses on verse starting with verse 7. How do you want to start? 7. With your permission, we'll forego the Jaya Radha Madhava and just chant some verses from Chaitanya Charitamrita. There's 5 of them describing Lord Nityananda. Chapter 1, verse 7. Jaya Jaya Shri Chaitanya Jaya Nityananda Jaya Advaita Chandra Jaya Gaur Bhakta Vrinda Jaya Jaya Shri Chaitanya Jaya Nityananda Jaya Advaita Chandra Jaya Gaur Bhakta Vrinda Jaya Jaya Shri Chaitanya Jaya Nityananda Jaya Advaita Chandra Jaya Gaur Bhakta Vrinda Jaya Jaya Sri Chaitanya Jaya Nityananda Jaya Dvaita Chandra Jaya Gaur Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Rama Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Rama Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Rama Hare Hare Gaur Premanandi Hari Hari Bo. Lord Nityananda Ki Jai. We'll start this morning reading the 5 verses from the Adi Lila, Chaitanya Charitamrita, which are the foundational verses of the whole text, 5 of them describing Lord Nityananda. I thought let's just read the Sanskrit responsively and then the English in unison. Is that all right? There are no purports for these verses because they're explained in detail later on. Sankarshana karana toya shayi. Oh, no, that's 17 Prabhu 7. 117. Yeah. How are we doing? Okay. So these initial verses of the Chaitanya Charitamrita describe the position of Lord Chaitanya, Lord Nityananda, Advaita Acharya, 117, yeah, and the other members of the Panchatattva. Okay, you ready? Yes. Sankarshana karana toya shayi Garbhoda shayi chapayo dishayi Sheshas chayasyam shakalasa nityam Nandakya Rama sharanam mamatsu. Together. May Nityananda Ram, may Sri Nityananda Ram be the object of my constant remembrance. Sankarshan, Seshanagam, and the Vishnus who lie on the Karna ocean, Garbha ocean, and the ocean of milk are his plenary portions and the portions of his plenary portions. Next verse. Mayati te vyapi vaikunta loke Purnaishwarye Sri Chaturvyuha Madhye Rupam Yashodabdik Sankarshanakyam Tam Sri Nityananda Ramam Prapadye. I surrender unto the lotus feet of Sri Nityananda Ram, who is known as Sankarshana in the midst of the Chatur Vyuha, consisting of Vasudev, Sankarshana, Pradyumna, and Aniruddha. He possesses full opulence and resides in Vaikuntha Loka, far beyond the material creation. Maya Bharta Jandas Hagra Shrayanga Sete Sakshatkarana Bodhi Madhye Yasyai Kanksa Shri Puman Adi Devas Tam Shri Nityananda Ramam Prapadye. I offer my full obeisances unto the feet of Sri Nityananda Ram, whose partial representation, called Karana Dakshayi Vishnu, lying on the Karana ocean, is the original Purusha, the master of the illusory energy and the shelter of all the universes. Yasyam samasha srila garbod Yasyam shamsak srila garbodashayi Yanna vyajam loka sanghata nalam Loka shrastu sutiki dhamadatus Tam Shri Nityananda Ramam Prapadye. I offer my full obeisances unto the feet of Sri Nityananda Ram, a partial part of whom is Garbhodakshayi Vishnu. From the navel of Garbhodakshayi Vishnu sprouts the lotus, that is the birthplace of Brahma, the engineer of the universe. The stem of that lotus is the resting place of the multitude of planets. Yasyam samsamsa paramat nikilanam samsa paratam poshta vishnur bhati dugdhabdishayi shauni bhartavyat kalasopyanantas Tam Shri Nityananda Ramam Prabhadye. I offer my respectful obeisances unto the feet of Sri Nityananda Ram, whose secondary part is the Vishnu lying in the ocean of milk. That Chiro Dakshayi Vishnu is the supersoul of all living entities and the maintainer of all the universes. Sesha Naga is his further sub-part. These verses composed by Srila Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami extol the glories of Lord Nityananda. And Lord Nityananda and Krishnadas Kaviraj, the author of Chaitanya Charitamrita, had a very special relationship. Does anyone remember the very beginning of Chaitanya Charitamrita? What happened? Pardon? Yes. Yes. So, Krishnadas Kaviraj, in short, had some little conflicts with some family members, or some residents where he lived. The issue was that one of them would accept Lord Chaitanya but would not accept Lord Nityananda. And this was very difficult for Krishnadas and his family members to tolerate. And so at night, in a dream, Lord Nityananda came to him and said, "Why stay here? Come to Vrindavan. Come to Vrindavan and you'll find everything desirable." Now, Krishnadas Kaviraj was very elderly at that point, and travel to Vrindavan was a daunting proposition. But because of the order of Lord Nityananda, he went, and there he was enjoined by the local devotees to write the Chaitanya Charitamrita. So Lord Nityananda had such a pivotal role in this seminal book, the biography of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Now, of course, there's the Chaitanya Bhagavat, which is also a biography that preceded Chaitanya Charitamrita. But the Chaitanya Charitamrita has the philosophical content in such detail that Srila Prabhupada chose this biography to present. So in this translation, or in these translations we see right from the beginning the ontological, the incredible divine presence of Nityananda Prabhu. He is the origin of Mahavishnu, and Garbhodakshaya Vishnu, and Kshirodakshaya Vishnu. He is the origin of the deity who creates the entire cosmos. That all comes from Lord Nityananda. So to understand this, we have to back up a step. Why does Lord Nityananda even exist? Why does Krishna make him? Well, to understand that, we have to go back even further. When Lord Ram was living and present in this world millions of years ago, showing the ideal example of the ruling class, his brother Lakshmana was very subordinate to his will. So when Ram was ordered to go to the forest by his father, Lakshmana objected. He said, "No, you should stay here. This is some politics. You should stay here. The kingdom belongs to you." And Ram said, "No, I must abide by the order of my father." So as he was going, then Lakshmana said, "All right, well then I will go with you." And then Sita came and said, "I want to go also." And Lakshmana said to Ram, No, that's a bad idea. Don't do that. Don't do that." But Ram said, "She's my wife. She wants to go. How can I leave her?" So she came also. So of course then Ravana kidnapped Sita. So much trouble was created. And so Lakshmana resolved, okay, next time around I'm going to be the older brother. Then he'll have to listen to me. So in their next appearance, of course, Balaram preceded the birth of Lord Krishna. And so Balaram was the older brother. And he was thinking, all right, now I have this under control. However, Krishna managed to work around him in various ways, even in Vrindavan. One day, it was Balaram's appearance day, it was birthday, so he stayed home, and all the boys went out. And that happened to be the day that Aghasura made his appearance there in Vrindavan. So, of course, Krishna rescued the boys, killed Aghasura, but nobody found out about it for a year. And Shukadev was explaining this, Parikshit Maharaj said, how is that possible, this giant Asura that appeared and almost killed all these boys? So then Shukadev explained, well, Lord Brahma came, stole away the boys and calves, having seen this pastime with the Aghasura. He thought, who is this little coward boy, Krishna, with his yogurt and rice ball in his hand? Why is everybody giving him so much attention? So he took away the boys and calves, and of course Krishna immediately replaced them all with perfect imitations. So perfect that their mothers and the cows, the mothers of the calves, loved them more than they had ever loved their offspring before. And so Balaram didn't know any of this. He was completely unaware until one day he was up on Govardhan Hill. He saw the elder cowherd men with their cows, and the boys were down in the valley with the calves. And all of a sudden the cows started running towards their calves. And these calves had been weaned a long time ago, but still the cows couldn't wait to come. They were spilling milk from their udders, rushing down the hill. And Balaram said, what is going on here? Then the cowherd men were frantically trying to stop them because they were looking bad in front of their sons. They're supposed to be training their sons how to take care of the cows, but here are their own cows getting away from them. So they were running after them furiously. But when the cows got to the calves, they just started licking them from hoof to head. And like no one had ever seen before. And the cowherd men were stunned. What's going on? But then they saw their sons, and they began going over, embracing them, smelling their heads. So Balaram saw all of this and said, what is going on? This must be some trick that Krishna is playing. So then Krishna disclosed the whole thing to him. So even then, Krishna's tricks were working on Balaram. And then later, when the Pandavas and the Kurus were about to fight, Balaram went to Krishna and said, please don't get involved. Please just don't get involved. Balaram is very partial to Duryodhana. And so he's saying, please don't get involved. We don't want to be part of this war that will destroy our family. And Krishna said, yes, my respected elder brother, as you wish. I promise I will not fight on either side in this war. I'll just let my army go on one side, and whoever doesn't want my army, I'll just be on the other side. But I won't fight, I promise. And Balaram knew exactly what was going on, so he just left in disgust. My little brother never listens to me. Went on a pilgrimage. And then, while he was on pilgrimage, he resolved, next time, I'm just going to do whatever I want. I'm not going to listen to him at all. So, this is Lord Nityananda. He is the Avadhut. He did not fit into any social situation whatsoever. And yet, he is the original Balaram. Now, why is Balaram Nityananda? Why are they so close with Krishna and so instrumental in them, in Krishna's pastimes? You see, Krishna is always busy in the spiritual world with his loving devotees. He's always engaged in pleasure pastimes. That's all he does. He doesn't do anything else. Now, if you were God, you think you might set up life like that? You can just be going from one delight to the next eternally. Part of Krishna's pleasure is that he expands himself in innumerable living entities, each designed to bring him pleasure in a different way. And yet, because they need free will to exercise their love for him in his fullness, some of them choose to misuse that free will and leave Krishna. So Krishna also loves those errant jivas, so he expands himself as Balaram to take care of them. This is your department. See, this is good management, isn't it? This way Krishna doesn't have to deal with all of the malcontents, all the misfits. They go to Toronto. And fortunately, Lord Nityananda has come, and Lord Balaram as well. But that's his department, you see. He manifests as Mahavishnu so that these universes can be created to accommodate all the wayward living entities. And then he further manifests as Garbhodakshaya Vishnu so that Brahma can be born and organize all of the material energy that has been created in the Mahatattva by Mahavishnu. And then he incarnates again as Kshirodakshaya Vishnu, the super soul sitting in everyone's heart. So every single wayward living entity has Lord Balaram or Lord Nityananda in the heart. He is the original spiritual master. Lord Nityananda is known as the original spiritual master, just for this reason. He's taking care of everybody who has not earned the right to be with Krishna in the spiritual world. So Lord Nityananda is an avadut, and therefore his relationship with Lord Chaitanya is quite varied. He was born in a village in West Bengal, Ekachakra, the son of a respected Brahmin named Hriday Pandit and his wife Padmavati. He was their beloved son, and when he was a little boy, he showed a precocious ability to be absorbed in Krishna Lila. Krishna Lila and Ram Lila. They would play these roles, the boys, and they would take this very seriously, playing these childish dramas. So on one occasion, Lord Nityananda was playing the role, naturally, of Lakshmana. Now, during the battle of Lanka, Lakshmana at one point was assaulted by Indrajit, Ravana's son, with a nearly fatal assault. So Lakshmana was lying, about to die, and all of the devotees begged Hanuman, please go and get this special herb that's needed to rescue, to save Lakshmana. Nothing else can save him. So Hanuman left, and Lord Nityananda, playing the part of Lakshmana, he played it so well that he just collapsed to the ground and stopped breathing. And all of a sudden, everyone went out of character in the play, and all the parents rushed in. Is he all right? Is he all right? He's not breathing. He's not breathing. He's dead. He's dead. And everyone began to wail. Their beloved Nityananda had died. What had happened? But then one of the boys realized, no, I'm Hanuman. I have to go get the herb. So he ran off into the woods and came back with the herb. So he placed it under the little Lord Nityananda's nose and he revived. So this is how seriously they took their play. So as Nityananda grew up, his father would host various mendicants, and one time a mendicant named Lakshmipati Tirtha came, great sannyasi. So, as always, Sadai Pandit approached him and said, thank you for blessing my home. I will do anything you like. What could I do for you? So this sannyasi, Lakshmipati Tirtha, had noticed that Nityananda, their now 11, 12-year-old boy, was very, very devotional and very spiritually minded. And so he said, thank you very much. I would like to take your son with me on pilgrimage. And Hadai Pandit said, Nityananda! He couldn't envision living without his beloved son. But he had already promised. So he had to let him go. And he died from a broken heart. He was Dasarath, reincarnated. So, in this way, this was Nityananda, little Nityananda's or young Nityananda's education. To go on this tirtha with his great sannyasi. And they went to many places throughout India. They went to Vrindavan, Navadvip, and other tirthas. Finally, Lord Nityananda, having heard about Lord Chaitanya had started the Sankirtan movement in Navadvip. So, Lord Nityananda had heard, and he immediately came to see this famous spiritual leader. Lakshmipati Tirtha was a disciple of Madhavendra Puri. And Madhavendra Puri's other disciple, Ishwara Puri, was the spiritual master of Lord Chaitanya. So they were kind of spiritually related as nephews, you could say. But they were just like brothers in their appearance. So Lord Nityananda joined Lord Chaitanya and became his integral right-hand man, and he was especially assigned to this task of delivering all the fallen souls. And that was the purpose of Lord Chaitanya's advent. So, Nityananda Prabhu shadowed Lord Chaitanya wherever he went. He was not exactly a brahmachari. He was not exactly a sannyasi. And he was not exactly a grihastha. In different ways, he was in all of these ashrams, but he never did any of them right. He just did whatever he wanted. So, after Lord Chaitanya accepted sannyas, this was a terrible blow to all the residents of Navadvip. Lord Chaitanya was determined, and he was going to go to Vrindavan. So Lord Nityananda accompanied him. Lord Chaitanya had taken this danda, an ek danda, from the Shankarite school in which he had been initiated. And so Lord Nityananda did not particularly care for this, to see his beloved Lord Chaitanya carrying this danda. So on one occasion, as they were approaching a river, Lord Chaitanya said, "Here, please hold my danda while I bathe." So Lord Nityananda said, "Yes, of course." And while he was bathing, he broke it into 3 pieces and threw it in the river. This place is a famous tirtha now, this something, in Orissa. But on his initial trip, Lord Chaitanya, having left Navadvip, having received this request from his mother Sachi, please stay in Jagannath Puri, at least then we can get some news of you. So he agreed. But he was just going out, and his first determination was to go to Vrindavan. He was Krishna himself in the form of a devotee. Krishna Varnam Tvasa Krishnam. Sango Pangastra Parshadam. He was the combination of Radha and Krishna. Sri Krishna Chaitanya, Radha Krishna Nahayanya. Just coming for this purpose, to experience what it is to love Krishna, as Radharani does. The only thing that Krishna could not figure out in his enjoyment or experience in his enjoyment is how much Radha loves me. So he realized, I have to come as Radha to experience that. So this was the purpose of Lord Chaitanya's appearance. Lord Chaitanya is the Bhakta Rupa, the incarnation, the form of Bhakti. And Lord Nityananda is a Swarup. He's the direct appearance of the Vishnu Tattva. And Advaita is the Bhakta Avatara, the incarnation of Vishnu. And Gadadhar, Bhaktakyam, one who has bhakti, he's coming, he's actually Radharani, because Radharani wants to watch what it's like when Krishna experiences the love she has for him. So Gadadhar is coming for this reason. And then Bhakti Shakti, all the incarnations, all the devotees, rather, like Srinivasacharya. So, Lord Chaitanya was off to Vrindavan. He could not wait. He agreed to stay in Jagannath Puri, but first he was going to go to Vrindavan. So, on the way, he was so much in ecstasy that he had no concept of where he was. No GPS whatsoever, just absorbed in his new unfettered love for Krishna. So he was being guided by Lord Nityananda. So Lord Nityananda said, "Oh, look, we've come to the Jamuna." They'd just come to the Ganga, not so far from Navadvip. But he said, "Oh, look, it's the Jamuna." And Lord Chaitanya said, "Oh no, after what he did, Lord Nityananda, he went ahead and he told some cowherd boys." That was it. He told the cowherd boys, "If you see some crazy sannyasi coming, tell him that this is the Jamuna and that Vrindavan is nearby." And so they agreed. So when Lord Chaitanya came, he saw the boys and he said, "Where's Vrindavan?" He said, "Oh, you're here, this is the Jamuna." And Lord Chaitanya was ecstatic. "We are here, we've reached Vrindavan." And just then, Advaita Acharya appeared on a boat. Advaita Acharya lived nearby in Shantipur. So he came on a boat, hoping to collect Lord Chaitanya for prasad. And Advaita Acharya pulled up on the boat, and Lord Chaitanya was confused. He said, "Advaita, what are you doing here in Vrindavan? You live in Shantipur. What are you doing here in Vrindavan?" And Advaita Acharya, being very diplomatic, he said, "My dear Lord, wherever you are, that is Vrindavan. Please now come to my house for lunch." And Lord Chaitanya said, "Well, all right, but you know I'm a sannyasi now, so I just will only eat very simple foods." And Advaita Acharya said, "Don't worry, my house, I'm just a poor Brahmin, we just have a little rice and maybe some cooked vegetables." So they came to the house, and there were 2 plates on the floor, 2 huge plates covered with prasadam. And so Lord Chaitanya looked at those and thought, "Oh, this is for the deities, right? This is for your deities." And he said, "No, come and sit down." So he sat Lord Chaitanya, Lord Nityananda, and began feeding them on and on and on. And Lord Chaitanya was unable to resist all the prasadam that was being brought to him in his new role as a sannyasi. But Nityananda Prabhu, on the other hand, he was disgruntled. He was upset. And he said to Advaita Acharya, "I thought you were going to feed us here today. I came here to break my fast, and you give me just this. I haven't been eating for days. I thought, here, finally, I could get some prasadam, and this is all you have. And so Advaita Acharya said to Lord Nityananda, look at this so-called sannyasi. You have no idea what caste he is or what ashram he is. And he comes here, and I feed him, and he just complains. And so then Lord Nityananda took some rice and he threw it at Advaita Acharya. And said, Lord Advaita said, yeah, just give up your greedy mentality and eat whatever I can provide you. And then Lord Nityananda picked it up and threw it. And this rice stuck to his body. And Advaita was so ecstatic he began dancing. That having the remnants of Lord Nityananda stuck to his body. So in this particular role, Lord Nityananda was being very uncooperative. Very, very socially inappropriate. Of course, these were all just joyful pastimes among, joyful lila amongst these avatars. So, after that, Lord Nityananda accompanied Lord Chaitanya for times, and other times he would go off. But his main business was to preach. That was how Lord Chaitanya wanted to engage him. And so he and his right-hand man, Haridas Thakur, would go out and introduce the holy name in Lord Chaitanya's movement everywhere, as we were singing, Kroda Nityananda Paramananda. So, on one occasion, they came upon two horrible dacoits. They were born in Brahmin families, Jagai and Madhai. And although they had an elevated birth, they had become so degraded that they were drunk all the time. They had stolen money and cheated all people in the village out of money, so they're very rich. And all they did was drink and try to pollute women and create havoc. So Haridas and Lord Nityananda were approaching everyone. Haridas said, oh, don't go to those guys. Please don't go to those guys. No, Lord Nityananda said, no, everybody. We're going to approach everybody. So they approached them, and Lord, long story short, Lord Nityananda said, please chant the holy name. And the drunken Jagai and Madhai said, go away. No, please chant the holy name. You can be saved. Don't bother us. Please chant it. Finally, he took his empty pot of alcohol and threw it at Lord Nityananda, hit him on the head, and drew blood. So Lord Nityananda said, please chant the holy name. He was not fazed at all. But Lord Chaitanya was upset. And he came at that time and manifested his Sudarshan Chakra, the ultimate weapon of Lord Vishnu. He prepared to decapitate the two men, and Lord Nityananda intervened. He said, wait, no. You came to save the most fallen. If you kill them, who are you going to save? Seeing this, Jagai and Madhai both surrendered, one to Lord Chaitanya, one to Lord Nityananda, seeing their compassion. And they initiated them on the spot as Madhava and Jagannath. So, in this case, we see the compassion of Lord Nityananda. Sometimes he was an instigator, sometimes he was a joker. In this case, his compassion exceeded even Lord Chaitanya's. And then on other occasions, he was a real difficult person. He was accompanying a group of devotees on pilgrimage, and the leader of this group was named Shivananda Sain. Shivananda Sain was a very good organizer, and he would always prepare, he'd go ahead and arrange in the villages all the accommodations and prasad for this large group of pilgrims. So Shivananda Sain was crossing, he arranged for all the devotees to cross a river, and there was some delay. So he couldn't get to the village in advance. So the devotees, including Lord Nityananda, reached there, and Lord Nityananda said, where are my quarters? And there was no arrangement that had been made. And then Shivananda Sain came running up. Oh, please excuse me, I'll arrange right away. And Lord Nityananda was so insulted that he just kicked Shivananda Sain. Kicked him. And Shivananda Sain was very grateful. He felt very blessed by that kick. And then he said, "May your son die." Nityananda said, "You don't arrange for me, may your son die." And so all the devotees were quite shocked at this behavior from the compassionate Lord Nityananda. The compassionate and detached Lord Nityananda. But so hearing this, Shivananda Sain's wife was distraught. She said, "Our son, Lord Nityananda cursed our son to die." And Shivananda Sain, who felt very blessed having been kicked by Lord Nityananda, told her, "You foolish woman, Lord Nityananda was inconvenienced because of my neglect. Our son should die." So it turned out the son didn't die, and everyone was all right. But this is yet another facet of Lord Nityananda's personality. He was ordered by Lord Chaitanya to go to West Bengal and preach, but he always just kept coming back to Jagannath Puri to see him. In this way, Lord Nityananda did whatever he wanted. He was the avadut, and that's good for us, because who would else, besides Lord Nityananda, could deal with people in the Kali Yuga? It's true that Advaita Acharya admonished or begged Lord Chaitanya to descend. But when Lord Chaitanya descended, he engaged Lord Nityananda in taking care of all of the fallen souls. So Lord Nityananda is the original spiritual master. He is our connection with Lord Chaitanya, who is our connection with Lord Krishna. And in this way, he plays such an integral part in all of our lives. So you remember, he is the source of the Chirodakshaya Vishnu. Chirodakshaya Vishnu is the super soul sitting in our heart. Let's all just close our eyes for a moment and meditate on Krishna in the heart. This is the super soul. This is Paramatma, the endless font of wisdom, always trying to give us good direction. The core of any meditation that we might do. The all-knowing bird that's sitting next to us on the tree of our hearts, advising us, stop trying to enjoy this world. This is the super soul. This is Lord Nityananda in the heart. And the super soul exists only in this world. So when we're chanting our rounds, we can meditate on Lord Nityananda. When we're doing our service, we can meditate on Lord Nityananda. He's in the heart. He is the Chaita Guru. He's our spiritual master sitting in the heart, trying to guide us, trying to give us good instruction. And we're not so cooperative. We're not so attentive or aware. And he never stops, even in spite of that. Okay, you can open your eyes now. This is Lord Nityananda. It's so close to us, and so important to us, and so dear to us, and so unpredictable. Remember, this is the thing. We're thinking, okay, I'm serving Krishna now, everything should just be really cool. And then we find, boom, boom, boom. We're getting this problem and that problem, and what's going on, and why, Krishna, what is this? This is like Lord Nityananda just preparing us, just giving us the medication, giving us the treatment. Just like if you have a dental problem, you have a root canal, let's say, or a cavity, and your tooth is really hurting. So you go to the dentist, and what is the first thing they do? You pull out a big needle. And try not to let you see it and say, this will just hurt a little bit. So they give you some pain. They give us some little pain to minimize the otherwise inevitable pain. So this is the role of Lord Nityananda in our lives. He will bless us. He will trick us. He will kick us. Because this is the medication that we need to break eons of material attachments in this world. But Lord Nityananda, the word Nityananda means what? Nitya is eternal, and Ananda, that's eternal happiness. So that is the destination for one who associates with Lord Nityananda. And this evening we'll do some bhajans about Lord Nityananda in which he is glorified as unleashing the flood of praying from house to house, from person to person, drowning everybody in an ocean of love of God. And only the wretched would float on the top of this ocean. The very unfortunate would not drown in it. Hare Krishna. All right, so what are your thoughts about Lord Nityananda? What pastimes of Lord Nityananda would you like to share? Is there a microphone we can pass around? Okay. Would anyone like to make a comment or ask a question? Malaharinam. Oh no, that's right. She's wearing blue.
Hare
Oh,
Krishna. Hare Krishna, Prabhu. Thank you for such an amazing lecture and discussion. I was reflecting that we say that Prabhupada is a Shakti Vaishya avatar, and I was reflecting that whose Shakti is he embodying? Because, like Nityananda Prabhu, he saved Jagai and Madai from the world. And Prabhupada, in the same way, like when he came to the West, he had to deal with all the people who were doing exactly the same stuff. So then, he is also embodying Nityananda's boundless mercy. So,
is he empowered by Nityananda? Could we say he certainly is. In his book, I think it's Navadvip Dham Mahatmya by Bhaktivinoda Thakur, he talks about Lord Nityananda taking Jiva Goswami through Navadvip, announcing all the holy places, right? I believe that's it. So if memory serves, in that book he said, in the future there will be the Senapati Bhakti coming. And Srila Prabhupada is surely fulfilling that forecast. So he certainly is empowered by Lord Nityananda in that way. Okay. He also predicted the Adbhuta Mandir that would rise in Navadvip, which is the TOVP. Okay. Thank you.
Prabhu, you were mentioning about the Panchtattva Pranam mantra, and this word is always so confusing for me, Bhakt Akyam, and you were mentioning it as Gadadhar Pandit. Would you like to explain a little what's the meaning of that?
As I understand, Bhaktakyam means one who has bhakti, one who has devotion. Let's see, that's Panchatattvatmakam Krishnam, Bhakta Rupa Swarupakam, Bhaktavataram Bhaktakyam, Namami Bhakti Shaktikam. Let's see, Bhaktakyam means one who is known as a devotee. This is referring to Gadadhar. So, let me just check. Yeah, we don't have a specific verse about Gadadhar Pandit in this section. So, that's all I can convey to you. He is Radharani. Gadadhar is Radharani. And of course he has to come in a male form to be in the association of Lord Chaitanya, the sannyasa. And so, this is my understanding from Gadadhar. He is Radharani watching the action, watching how Krishna amalgamates himself with her.
Also, Prabhu, you were mentioning the pastime about Nityananda Prabhu honoring Prasadana at Advaitacharya's place. And after he throws right at Advaitacharya, there's this whole big conversation where both are kind of verbally fighting.
Yes. What do you call him? You were a reject Paramahamsa.
And there are many more incidents where these guys are kind of verbally fighting with each other. So how should we see these things? Does that encourage us to even sometimes engage in verbally just taunting each other or so?
Well, that's an interesting question. Humor is a very powerful yet very delicate item. in our arsenal. So we see these great. Krishna himself is joking with Rukmini. Oh, you should have married Shishupal. And she does not take it well. She faints. So humor has to be administered very carefully. If we're teasing some friend, if they're enjoying it, if they're teasing you back, that's a good sign, okay? Just like this king, I've forgotten his name, he kept the joker. Who is the joker? The jester? The famous jester? Charlie Chaplin? No, before him. Who's in Vedic lore, or in the... Anyway, he was the joker in the king's entourage. And so he would always joke with the king. No one dared joke with the king, but this jester would do it. Gopal Bon. He would joke with the king. So king said, Gopal, what is the difference between you and an ass? And so Gopal looked at the king and he said, about 5 feet. About 5, what? Beer ball. Was that it? Beer ball? Beer ball, so I was trying to think. Similar leelas, yeah. So my point is that joking can be a good way to communicate, but it can also offend people. So you have to be a little careful. Prabhupada would joke with his disciples. One disciple, in 1976 there was some controversy. There was this sannyasi traveling party would go to temples and they'd convince all the brahmacharis, come with us, you don't want to stay here and serve these these grihastas, temple presidents, come with us. And so they were raiding all the temples and distributing lots of books, but the temple presidents went to Mayapur and complained to Srila Prabhupada. These sannyasis are taking all the brahmacharis, and they join here, they're doing service here. So Prabhupada heard both sides, and then he ruled in favor of the temple presidents. The temples, they should stay here, and the sannyasis should leave them alone. So the controversy was settled, and then one sannyasi started joking with Srila Prabhupada. He said, Prabhupada, that Lord Ram, he was so attached to a woman. He took her to the forest with him. He got in so much trouble. So attached. Joking against the grihastas. And then Prabhupada stopped and he looked at him and he said, just see this so-called sannyasi. No woman would have him, so he's taken sannyas. So yes, we can joke provided that people are not offended. It's powerful though, and you have to be careful. Anyway, okay. There are examples. Can you think of examples of sometime you've made fun of somebody and they didn't like it? Or have you ever had anyone make fun of you and you didn't like it? I see. So he can dish it out, but he can't take it. All right. Any other comments or questions? Rupanuga Prabhu.
Hi, Prabhu. Thank you again very much for a wonderful class. Just a reflection on the question that Amal Harinam Prabhu was asking. Actually, they seemed like they were joking, they seemed like they were insulting each other, but they were actually glorifying each other. If you read the words properly and with some attention, it's real glorification in those so-called insults. So please take a look at it again and reread and you'll see it's all glorification. So I also had a question, Prabhu. How do we best serve Lord Nityananda?
Yeah, we best serve Lord Nityananda by being willing to help others in their Krishna consciousness. It's said that When the disciple is ready, the guru appears. Right? The converse is also true, that when the guru is ready, the disciple appears. So if we are in a position where we are willing to give of ourselves to help others be Krishna conscious, then we can pray to Lord Nityananda like that. If you send somebody, I will take care of them. I'm prepared, whoever it may be. Maybe a family member, it might be a friend, maybe a stranger, maybe someone we just meet. But if you send me somebody to care for, I will take responsibility for them. This is the highest service for Lord Nityananda. Okay? We tend to want to have other people do that for us. But if we want to represent Lord Nityananda in the best way, being willing to make that commitment. You know, Prabhupada, in other words, Nityananda Prabhu is the original guru, the original spiritual master. So to be empowered by Lord Nityananda, to be in the good grace of Lord Nityananda, we should want to represent Lord Nityananda in this world. And there's a great need, you know. Srila Prabhupada always said, it's a very easy thing. Very easy. It's very easy to, it is not difficult to be a spiritual master. You just have to know the philosophy, practice the philosophy, and teach the philosophy. And how many of us here meet those criteria? Right? Practically all of us in this room. We know the philosophy, we practice it, and we teach it. And we even enjoy teaching it. So we can approach Lord Nityananda on a little deeper level and say, okay, now if you send me somebody to be responsible for, I will accept that. I will take care of it. I am ready. I am prepared. If you send somebody, if you so desire, if it's your